While Airtable is a great tool to organize your business data and create workflows that takes care of certain process in a streamlined manner automatically, sometimes we need a chunk of that data stored in our database when an appropriate time comes so that we can act on them manually. To give you a quick example of what I'm trying to mean by this scenario is, let's assume you have a coaching program and at any given time you have a certain number of clients that are enrolled with you, and after certain weeks or months you have to send each of them a personalized review based on their progress exactly on the calculated specific day on completion that week or month. While there are many other ways that you can choose to receive this notification, my choice here would be to use Slack. The reason being, that's where all the communication with my team happens. We can select a dedicated channel for these notifications to go to. I can set a reminder or snooze that notification until the time when I'm ready to deal with it. The message can be created with a specific mention to any Slack member. All members can see the update on the task, and if needed, they can discuss that task on a thread within the Slack channel itself. The message can even be customized to have all the related information that you need to work on that task. So let's create an integration between Airtable and Slack so that you can create a smooth communication medium between you and your team members so that all of you can stay on top of your tasks at all times.
Taking the example I mentioned earlier, I'll be using the fitness coaching system that I have explained in my earlier videos. Link will be down in the description. Idea is that through their program duration of 12 weeks, when they complete 6 weeks of time, the coach has to send them a personalized feedback on their progress. So let's create a notification that gets sent by Airtable into the Slack channel when a client completes 6 weeks after they start their program. Inside our Airtable base, in the table called client enrollments, we have start date for each program. To calculate when they complete 6 weeks, I have created an additional field. Name can be 6 weeks completion, which basically is a simple formula called date add that takes the date value and adds 42 days, in other words 6 weeks for us, to it and gives us back the 6th week completion date here. I will take this calculated date and I will move to the automation tab and create a trigger. When a record matches condition, for the configuration I'll choose program enrollment table, and for the condition I'll choose when the field value for 6 weeks completion is today, meaning whichever record gets its 6th week completion date value falling on today, Airtable will kick off a trigger for that record. To get an existing value to match this condition, at this moment I have adjusted the start date of one of my enrollment records so that it completes 6 weeks today, and I'll be able to choose that record for the test. Then for action step, I will pick send a Slack message. I can give it a description to tell us what it is supposed to do for us. This is a good practice to label steps as well. Inside configuration, I will have to choose a Slack account. Mine is already added, but if it is not, it's pretty straightforward to do it using basic authentication methods. Then for the channel or user, you'll be able to see all the users and channel that exists in this account. And then I'll create a personalized message to be sent to Slack. Something like this. In this message, I want to mention a specific person who is supposed to take action on this tasks. Ideally, that's the coach in this use case who has to provide her feedback on the client progress. But since in this test account I am the only one, I will use my own ID to test it. The format is @Slack user ID enclosed in angle brackets. The formatting details of all this can be found from this link. Then there is the action item that needs to be taken care of by this person, and I have added a custom link that will send the person to the page where she can check the progress of this client who just completed 6 weeks from their measurement tracker chart. I have given a detailed video explanation how I created this interface with this chart showing the fitness progress for the client. In that video I mentioned earlier, you can check that out after you watch this video. How did I get this link that gets me to the appropriate client who just completed 6 weeks? Well, when I look at this URL of this charts interface, up to this part, the URL links to this interface page. And this is where it actually uses the enrollment record ID, which fetches the respective enrollment record details to display their chart. In the automation side, the record has completed 6 weeks and triggers this automation, also sends the record ID into the automation steps. So I just captured this ID from here and appended that to the URL string that I picked from this interface up to this part. Now each time an enrollment triggers this automation, it will push its enrollment record ID into the automation steps, which is where the message gets created to be sent to the Slack, and inside Slack channel we receive this message mentioning the responsible person for this action, and also contains exact URL which needs to be used to take care of that task. By the way, if you have been liking this video so far, make sure that you give it a like because it tells me that I'm doing a good job of creating this video. Coming back to the customization, you can further customize this to use the bot name that you can identify with. If you leave it blank, it defaults to Airtable. For the app emoji, you can wrap the name of an emoji that you want to display for this bot. I have actually saved an emoji in Slack account for Airtable with the same name, and I uploaded the logo as an image. So when I use a bot emoji like this, I get to see Airtable logo in the place of that bot image. This step is not essential, but it's good to have.
That's how I integrate Slack into Airtable so that I can get important notification from Airtable on trigger events. I hope that this example would have given you some idea on how you can convert some of your business scenarios into an automated workflow so that all of your business operations are getting handled smoothly at all times. And if you need a helping hand to get started creating an automated business system using Airtable and Notion, then feel free to book a free consultation with me and we can discuss your needs. The link will be in the description below. If you like this kind of video, then be sure to subscribe so that we can meet again when I come up with another video. This was Nigda here. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.